I'm Alana Ferry, coming to you from our newsroom at Humber's North Campus. Thanks for joining us. Here's what's making news this hour. Senator John McCain has been diagnosed with brain cancer. McCain learned of the tumor after a surgery to remove a blood clot in his eye. Medical experts say the tumor can be treated, but almost always grows back. Presidents Trump, Obama, Clinton, and Bush Sr. have all offered McCain their well wishes. McCain will return to the Senate after consulting his medical advisors. 1 week after being named the next Governor General of Canada, a routine background check found that Julie Payette was charged with second-degree assault while living in Maryland in 2011. The former astronaut confirmed the charges in a statement, calling them unfounded and saying that the charges had been expunged. The nature of the assault is not yet known. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's Director of Communications would not comment. It has not been confirmed if Trudeau had been aware of the assault charge before announcing Payette as the new Governor General of Canada. 100 more Ontario firefighters have headed west to battle the BC blazes. Over 35,000 residents have been evacuated in the last few weeks. Currently, 160 fires are reported all over British Columbia. Amidst the chaos, some residents are refusing to evacuate, instead fighting the blaze on their own. This video was taken by one of the firefighting volunteers in the tiny community of Risk Creek. Trying desperately to save their home, they fought the flames with water bladders, pumps, and hoses. The 8th annual North American Indigenous Games kicked off this weekend in Toronto. Scott Hokanen has the story.
The 2017 North American Indigenous Games marks the first time Toronto or even Ontario has played host to the Games. The Games are a multi-sport, multidisciplinary event for Indigenous youth in both Canada and the U.S. and will see more than 5,000 participants and over 2,000 volunteers. This year's event began with the opening ceremonies entitled Taboo, featuring speakers and dancers, and was capped off by a performance by a tribe called Red. Elder Gary Sue opened the event by lighting a ceremonial smudge and offering a blessing.
Welcome to the treaty lands of the Mississaugas of the Credit.
A cultural program is also featured, showcasing North American Indigenous performers such as Genevieve Fisher and Crystal Shawanda, and a marketplace featuring Indigenous vendors. 14 different sport competitions are also being offered, including 3D archery, lacrosse, canoeing, kayaking, golf, and basketball. All contingents participating in these games represent the Indigenous peoples of a province or territory in Canada or the United States. While the teams may be divided during the games, they are united under the hashtag of Team 88. The hashtag was introduced for this year's games with the hope that it will promote the positive impacts of sports and wellness within Indigenous communities, as well as bring focus to all of the TRC recommendations recognizing sports as an important pathway to reconciliation.
Oh, I love this event. This is the second time I've been here. I think that, we've talked about number 88 on the Truth and Reconciliation recommendations, and I think this is what it's about. I think our government's supporting sport and young people are having a ton of fun at this event. You can see this game, everybody's cheering, everybody's having fun, and it's all about sport right now.
Caleb Wilson of the Gitxsan Nation, a player on LaFontaine's BC team, said it was important for Indigenous youth to participate together in this event.
Just to get all the kids together, all the Native kids, and I know it's really fun too, like to get out of your town once in a while and just have fun.
Challenges I face getting here. Well, I live in Saskatchewan. That's the thing. I have to go to practice in Manitoba, and last night I've been to the last games too, and I was injured. I was in a hospital for five months. I almost didn't make the tryouts, and I'm glad I made the tryouts. It's my second leg. I'm loving it. Loving the experience.
The games provide Indigenous youth aged 13 to 19 an opportunity to showcase their athletic ability while celebrating their heritage through a variety of cultural events. The games take place from July 16th to 23rd in a variety of locations across the GTA. I'm Scott Hoganen, Humber News.
A major gender barrier is being broken at this year's games. For the first time in history, women will compete in lacrosse.
Calm down, you gotta calm down. A lot of our nations don't allow women to play lacrosse. So to me, that's a big honor to be here coaching these girls that are allowed to play.
Many First Nations refer to lacrosse as the creator's game, and it is a large part of Indigenous athletic culture. The inaugural Women's Games of Lacrosse at the NAG was played Tuesday between Team BC and Team Ontario. Team BC's Olivia Ungaro opened up the scoring, making it the first time a woman has scored in the games. Here at Humber, the halls this week have been full of young Indigenous athletes and coaches from across North America. I had a chance to speak with Coach Jordan Bighorn courtside after Team Manitoba won their match earlier this week for under 16 volleyball. How do you feel that your athletes did today?
I was very impressed, more so because at a games like this, when you're meeting teammates maybe for the first time, it's whoever comes together as a team first that I think is going to go the furthest. We're all amazing individual athletes, but as a team, that's when you become unstoppable, and so that's what I saw today.
Are there any challenges that you faced getting here, and if so, how did you overcome them?
Oh yeah, some amazing challenges. So cost is always the big one. Supporting families and all the work they do just to fly in to Winnipeg and then fly over here. We have ID issues where it's not easy to get an ID when you're in a remote reserve. We had one athlete who had to go just half an hour before our flight pick up a fishing license to get onto the flight. And he made it here. So those are the kind of challenges that I think other players and other places take for granted. For us, it's these hoops of just physically getting here.
And what do you see as the overall impact of these games, and what does this mean for the future?
Well, I think the big thing that I like this games in particular is the Team 88 from the TRC recommendation. So you're finally seeing the one and only North American event for Indigenous athletics where kids can come and have a parade of athletes. It quite literally is just like the Olympics. And so they get the best of both worlds, where every other athlete has this year-round in college and high school, but there's a cultural aspect to this year that is not like anywhere else.
A unique sport that is being featured in this year's games is the 3D archery event. The sport celebrates the tradition of hunting within many First Nations histories. But rather than shooting at a target as they do in the Olympics, these competitors are roaming through the woods, shooting at foam targets, mimicking a traditional hunt. The archers get to display their precision and celebrate their culture without any animals actually being harmed. Before we go, here's your 3-day forecast. Today, we have a high of 26 and a low of 17 with thunder and lightning. On Friday, it's going to be a high of 28 and a low of 20 and mainly sunny. Moving on to Saturday, we are going to get plenty of sun with a high of 22 and a low of 18. That's all for today. I'm Alana Ferry. Remember, you can head to humber.ca anytime for all the day's news and much more. And, of course, you can also follow us on Twitter. Humber News is written and produced by the students in the Journalism Postgrad program. We'll see you again next week.